she's sweet but a psycho, a little.
Hello everyone, so here's a quick unexpected video to thank all my new English followers for their interest. Today I just want to present a small topic that I also love, which is weapon, especially knives. So we won't go into too much details, we won't do anything fancy, but I think that one of the most important things when we do weapon work, especially a weapon such as a knife, is our hold, our grip. The standard hold, which is very good as an elongation of your arm. So it doesn't matter if you're doing low range stuff, such as stabbing, low slicing, or more long range distance kind of fighting, and you stab higher, you slice higher. The ice stick. I must admit this is one of my favorite because I'm more of a close range fighter. So to me, this is amazing to slice while you're close to someone or to hook them. And it can go both ways. So you can enter and slice and then hook, move them. You can hook right away, move them, slice them back. But again, I just want today to focus on your holds on it per se, and mainly how to switch from one end to the other or from one hold to the other, because it doesn't actually matter if you're the attacker. It doesn't actually matter if you want to use the weapon or just use it as some kind of intimidation. But in any case, I think we can all agree that the last thing you want is to lose your grip on the weapon and risk your opponent to get a hold of it. It doesn't even matter if it's them who had them first and the option to just kick the weapon away is not possible for whatever reason. It's important that in all time, guys, you really want to be aware of where the weapon is. So no throwing the weapon from one end to another, not throwing it in the air and then hoping that you're gonna grab it back. You always want to have a contact with him, at least with one end. So if we start by switching from one end to the other, the most important trick that I think I could ever give you is to keep constant contact with your own body, because you might have, for whatever reason, your vision clouded. You might have so much pressure on you that if you don't keep pressure upon your own body, the weapon is going to reverse to you, etc. So to pass from the standard grip from the right hand, for example, to the left hand, I highly suggest you guys to start by touching your own wrist and then bring it, and you'll see that your index from the left hand is going to be pushing on the pinky of your right hand, and that's when you start peeling away the finger of your right hand to give the space to the finger of your left hand. Then, if you want to switch from the standard grip to an ice pick one, you do the same thing. You grab a hold of your wrist first and you switch. Now I'm going to put it in this position just because it's so much better, like this. All right, same principle. And then if you want to switch from the ice pick to the standard one, which in my opinion is the easiest, you touch your own wrist and you move. And in this case, you'll see that the finger of your left hand is not actually doing anything about the fingers of your right hand, but you'll see that the more you push up, that's where the pressure of your finger is going to lose its grip, and therefore there's going to be space for the finger of your underhand to take the place.
Oh, at night she's screaming, I'm on my mind. She'll make you curse, but she a blessing. She'll rip your shirt within a second. You'll be coming back for seconds with your play.
Now guys, if we want to focus on keeping the weapon on the same hand, but to move it from one type of grip to the other, you need again to have some kind of contact with your own body. So if this is not available, what else do you have that can be comfortable? So if you can have your hand up, you can have your hand down, which is why I'm saying again that this one can be very subtle. Notice I'm wearing long pants, and it's not because it's cold outside, it's not because it's cold inside. Believe me, it's summer in Montreal right now, it's humid, it's disgusting. I put clothes on just to be decent in front of you, because I really want to encourage you to put long clothing on while you're doing this, because you're going to be playing with your ties. This being said, the second little trick that I'm going to give you about this is don't use your inner tie. Use the outside. The only explanation I'm going to give you guys is that there's a big artery. Here, you're fine. Okay? I'm going to stop the explanation there, because at this point it's just going to be Darwin law. You need to keep in mind that obviously with certain knife you have the chance to mess up a little bit more, in the sense that in most common knife, if I may say, one side is not going to be aged. This one is, as you can see, double aged, and I did it on purpose. I didn't use my other knife that I'm in love with, because I really want you to understand that you must use those flat surface. If, for example, I'm like this, I just want to move to the other way completely, push the knife, well, the flat side of the knife on my tie, and switch the grip. Other way works the same way. So here, like this. Ironically, this is much more comfortable for me, because there's not all this playing with your finger and whatnot. It's really just, it's a bit more barbaric. Like it doesn't take much. It just takes that you understand that you cannot use the side of your blades, okay? And that you don't use your inner tie, that's it. But once this is done, you can play with it, okay? And really take the time to see how you can keep most of the surface of your hand on the handle. So if I do this here, how can I keep as much as my finger as possible on that handle, and to not just end up like this in the air? When I was training with Kevin Secor, he always used to say how, you know, to be a better defender, you need to be a better attacker. So if you want to defend yourself properly from a knife, you actually need to be able to use a knife properly too. And I think for many reasons it actually makes sense, because then you learn the pattern, then you learn the way it's used, and therefore you learn the ways that you can counterattack it and predict as much as possible how someone could use such weapon against you. I hope you're gonna like it. If you do, obviously share, comment as much as you want. We didn't go into too much details, as I said, but yeah, I think it's something that you can play a lot with. I just did it from standing for learning purposes, and obviously the limited equipment that I have to film. But you know, these kind of motions can be done while you do ground flow, while you do any type of groundwork, while you do restrained, confined space stuff. It's amazing, because obviously it's not because you have a knife in your hand that magically you're not gonna end up on the ground, or you're not gonna end up against a wall. Quite the opposite often. So that's it, guys. Have a good one. Thank you again.